How's it going, guys? My name's Jimmy Lin. I'm a senior product line manager here at Arlo, responsible for our smart home products. And I'm here to talk about Arlo Pro 2 today. But before we get into the details, I want to let you guys know we'll be doing some giveaways. You'll have a chance to win accessories as well as a full-on Arlo Pro 2. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back. Hope you enjoy those videos. I'm gonna start taking some live questions from everybody, and thanks for putting them all in. I really appreciate the the questions and the feedback from the user community, because we definitely are listening. Let me see here. Got a first question from, I think it's Lauren. Her question is Arlo Pro 2 really recording in 1080p? The answer is yes, most definitely it is. There's a whole new image sensor in there, fully leveraging the all the pixels, the 1920 by 1080p pixels. So yeah, we're definitely going to be pushing out true 1080p. Some of you might have noticed, hey, it seems a little choppy sometimes, or is it really 1080p? And a lot of that actually has to do with your internet connection. Just try to make sure you had a really nice, clean Wi-Fi environment. You're having good upload speeds, and that'll really help as well with the image quality. Kind of speaking along those lines too, one of the things about people ask about, hey, like, what is this base station for that comes in the kit? That's actually going to help us with that Wi-Fi connection. It really will actually, streamline the packets that are flying all around your home, all the Wi-Fi connections, and then we'll actually try to manage that for you, such that we really optimize that stream for your camera. So yeah, long story short, Lauren, yep, we're definitely recording in 1080p. We're definitely doing that. We got another question here from Ben, it looks like. How long is the battery life? Is there any degradation in battery life with Pro 2 compared to Pro? I'm gonna guess is what that question is. So yeah, I mean, great question. We packed so many new features in here, and just bumping up the resolution on its own is really going to actually potentially, right? Some people might be thinking that would actually degrade battery life. But what we did, and kind of what I talked about earlier, is this is a whole new architecture that we put into this camera, from the components to the way we designed the architecture to the firmware, and also the components that we have in there are all updated. And so these are really optimized for power consumption. And so what you should be seeing is there's actually not that much of a degradation in battery life, even though you're streaming in 1080p. Especially with the other option now of the flexibility of being able to plug in and plug out. When you are plugged in, you're getting all those features, but what's positive is you're fully plugged in, and so you're not really worried about battery life there. Kind of continuing along that line of thought, if you do run out of batteries for some reason, and you're feeling like you need kind of like another set of batteries there to support your needs, all the previous generation accessories are still applicable for Arlo Pro 2, kind of like what I talked about earlier as well. So go ahead and go online right now. If you can buy those batteries that we've already been helping to sell on our website, and those same batteries will continue to work on Arlo Pro 2 as well. All right, let me keep looking down the line here. Yeah, does Arlo Pro 2 provide two-way audio recording? Yep, great question as well. Answer is yes. We do have two-way audio. So if you go through our app, you can hit the talk button, and as soon as you talk, hit that button, you can start talking. After you're done talking, you can hear people talking back to you, which is a pretty cool feature, especially in that video that you have seen earlier when, I'm, let's say, going to stream that live feed to my TV. I can see who's at my front door and then use the app and hit talk, and I can actually talk back and say, hey, so-and-so, let's say it's my buddy Will at the front door, and I can say, okay, Will, I see you, I'm coming out and get you, right? So that's a pretty cool feature. So yes, do support the two-way audio. Yeah, is footage stored in the hard drive or in the cloud? So I think I maybe know what you're trying to ask here. So first off, I mean, we have cloud storage, right? So what's really great about the Arlo ecosystem is you buy into our products, and immediately you get 7 days of cloud storage for free. And what that means is every time you do a motion trigger, we will encapsulate that video, store it up to the cloud. So anywhere where you have internet access, you can be able to view those motion events. What's also really great is with this base station, there's actually 2 USB ports on the back of the base station, and you can stick a USB thumb drive in there as well for local storage. And what's really great about this feature as well is, let's say one day you're at home or you're not at home, and then for some reason your Wi-Fi connection out to the internet, to the real world, for some reason it gets disconnected. Well, your camera is actually still going to be recording content. And if there's motion, that motion will still be recorded. And because there's no cloud connection up to the cloud, we can actually then store it on the USB thumb drive. And then when you come back home, you can always go back and look at that content as well. So really, really great feature. And that's kind of where your local storage option would be through the base station. Let's take a couple more questions. What is my favorite feature of Arlo Pro 2? Okay, really good question. Really hard to choose one, but I think details matter a lot, right? Especially when you're talking about security camera solutions, especially when you're talking about the unfortunate situation where somebody really did, unfortunately, come onto your property and they're trying to do something, not good. So in that situation, you really want to be able to zoom in on a person's face. You really want to be able to see a lot more detail. So being able to deliver that higher resolution to give users that more detail, as well as being able to do a wider field of view. So on Pro 2, you see a little bit more in terms of your width of how much you see in every shot. And so that also means not only are you going to get more detail, but you also get to see kind of more of this landscape view of exactly what happened when you're reviewing your footage. Maybe we'll take a couple more questions here. And just to let you guys know, we are doing giveaways. And so we'll announce winners, kind of offline. But basically, if I called out one of your questions, you are now basically eligible to win some for free. And so we'll reach out to you and notify the winners individually. But we are giving away some cool stuff. We got this Quadpod mount. We got the outdoor mounts. We got extra battery charging station. And of course, the Grand Pi is here. Pro 2 complete kit system. So we'll get that out to you. But if I've been answering your questions on live, then you're in the running. Let's see. I'm just kind of looking down the list here. Will every version of the Arlo camera work on an Arlo Pro 2 base station? Yep. So great question. This base station is backwards compatible. So let's start one way. So let's say you bought an Arlo Pro and you took apart that system. You got that base station. That base station is forwards compatible with Pro 2. If you bought a Pro 2 and then you, for some reason, wanted to buy an older gen camera, that same camera will also work with that same base station. So yep, forwards and backwards compatible with the same base station. So great question. All right, so maybe let me just take one more here. I'll take a hard one. I think there was a question here from a gentleman about night vision. He's got some night vision concerns. So yeah, I mean, for sure, we like I said, we really pay a lot of attention to user feedback, and we have been seeing some questions about nighttime vision and night vision quality. What we actually did recently was we pushed out a knowledge base article to really explain the best way to mount your cameras. What we were finding out was maybe users were actually mounting them really close to another object. When I say close, when I'm talking about 2.5 feet. So imagine, let's say you're mounting it, let's say in your garage, and when it bounces off another object that's really close to the camera, now that flare from our sensor is actually going to bounce back into our image sensor. That's where you kind of see some of that fogginess or that flare or that glare that you get. And we are leveraging those IR LEDs to basically get great nighttime vision. But when it bounces off something else, that's kind of when those nighttime vision issues kind of happen. So definitely check out the KB article. It goes into kind of some best practices to mount the cameras. Other than that, when you're looking at night vision, really focus on the fact that you're getting wider field of view. You're actually going to get a little bit more detail, especially compared to Pro. You're just going to see more. And to me, I think that matters a lot when you're trying to review your footage. So yeah, thanks for all your questions. Thanks for checking it out. Good luck to all the potential winners. We'll notify you offline. And thanks for hanging out with us.